We watched Jason and the Argonauts. Yeah, right, before I get into it. Yes? The end of this now, it's a bit early to be speaking about the end, but what is it? It's not got an end. We'll get there. Let's get into it. Jason and the Argonauts is from 1963 and it lasts about an hour and 45 minutes. We open with a king. King Pelaius. It's all in ancient Greek. It's Greek mythology. Yeah, Geek mythology. No. King Pelaius is listening to his soothsayer.
There you are, soothsayer.
And soothsayer is saying, one day the children of your enemies will rise up and kill you. You better go and kill them just now.
Kill them all.
Yeah, so he goes to this neighbouring village, right? And he kills this other king and his entire family. And he's about to kill the day, little Jason. And then some woman appears and says, I am a servant of God. If you kill this boy, you will be killing yourself.
Honest.
So he doesn't kill him, no. This king just believes anything anyone tells him. Here, king, if you give me £1 million, you'll have a wonderful life. We then cut to Mount Olympus. Yeah, what is this? This is where the gods live in ancient Greek.
This is God's house.
Right, where did they go? What do you mean? What happened to these gods? Zeus and all that? Why don't people still worship them? Anyway, we're on Mount Olympus. We see Zeus, the king of the gods. We see Hera, the queen of the gods. And they are having a little board game. Yeah, their board game is basically what happens on Earth. Yeah. So Hera says she wants to help this Jason. He's kind of the chosen one. Zeus says, okay, well, you can help him, but you can only help him 5 times in his life.
5 times.
So then cut to 20 years later, back on Earth, and we see Jason wandering along, and King Pelaius, for some reason, comes off his horse in a lake, and he starts to drown. Yeah, Jason rushes in and saves his life. King Pelaius knows who Jason is, but Jason doesn't know who King Pelaius is. Pelaius says, where are you going? Thank you for saving my life. Where are you headed? And Jason says, well, I'm actually headed to this city to take back my rightful throne. My father, the king, was killed when I was a baby. I'm going to go and find this King Pelaius and take back what's mine. It's mine! Pelaius doesn't say who he is, obviously. Yeah, because he'll be killed. He will. But he takes Jason back to his camp and they have a big celebration and they watch ladies dance for a little while. And then Pelaius tells Jason of a golden fleece which might bring peace to the world. Yeah. It can heal men and it can bring peace to Earth.
Sounds nice.
The way they're speaking, I think Jason thinks it's a bit of nonsense. It's a myth. Yeah.
No, myth.
Yeah?
But then he meets this guy with a fake beard. Yeah, we're not supposed to know it's a fake beard. We meet this guy who turns out to be the god Hermes. And then he takes Jason to Mount Olympus. And Jason speaks to Zeus and Hera. And they say, yeah, the golden fleece is real. Go and get it, everything will be grand. So Jason gets a ship and he calls it the Argo. And he says, let's get a crew. So then they have tryouts. Yeah, it's like gladiators. Well, not quite.
Do you feel the power of the gladiator?
It's like WWE Tough Enough.
I was a guest trainer today, Chris Benoit.
And you see these guys fighting each other, trying out starting events, all trying to prove themselves crew-worthy. Anyway, he ends up with a crew of about 100. He doesn't seem to be too picky. Not that he's got Hercules. He does have the legendary Hercules. And I'll be honest, I thought Hercules would look a bit more Herculean. Yeah, he's not exactly what I picture when I think of Hercules. Yeah, I guess times have changed. But for an ancient Greece, no, from when this movie was made. He also gets Hylas, who is a genius. Yeah, he's just a little guy that he outdoes Hercules in the discus throwing because he's smart. He uses mathematics. And him and Hercules become great friends. So the crew set sail for the first time. There's a lot of sailing in this navy. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. It does look great when they're out in the open seas, but there's a lot of it.
A lot.
They've also built a masthead for the ship in the form of Hera. Yeah, and it opens its eyes and it speaks to Jason. He must look like a nutcase talking to an assed head. After a few days of sailing, they realise they're running out of food and water. Yeah, poor planning. Yeah. So Jason asks Hera for help, and she says, okay Jason, well, if you go to this island, not many people know about it, you're quite near it, go to the island, take food and water only. Don't take anything else. You can hunt your food, you can pick berries, you can drink water, but don't take anything else or Talos will get you. Yeah, and you're like, who's Talos? Did she mean Thanos? No, she means Talos. So they get to the island, come ashore, and instantly start running around hunting goats and picking berries and picking fruit and things like that, filling their water canteens. Yeah, it's like little paradise. Yeah. And then we see Talos. It's a giant statue about 100 foot tall. Yeah, it's huge. And it's in like a crouching position looking very cool. That is cool. But it is just a statue. Hylas and Hercules run off together. What? Well, no, they run off together chasing goats, and then they're distracted to see a cave, and Hercules rips open the door, and they go in, and it's a chamber of treasure. Yeah, all the gold and jewels, and oh, it's so fanciful. So, completely ignoring what they've been told, they both decide to steal a golden spear each. Yeah, so they come out, and Talos comes to life, and it starts trying to catch them. The crew all run back to the boat, the Argo, and they set sail. Yeah, Talos just picks it up though and thrashes it, snatches the head off it, and forces them all back to land to take the prize. Yeah. So they're back on the beach, they're scrambling about, running around, but before Jason comes back to land, he asks Hera for one more favour. Yeah, this is the last lunch he can do. I don't know how he's used up all 5 already, that he has. She tells him, Jason, look to his ankle, he's got a weakness. Yeah. What? So, while everyone's distracting Talos, and it's trying to stamp on them, or it's trying to swipe with his giant sword, Jason gets behind it, and he notices on the ankle there is a hatch. Yeah, so he forces the hatch open. It takes ages, he should have just got Hercules to do it. Well, anyway, he forces it open, and all this boiling, steaming water comes pouring out of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Talos struts his giant sword and clutches his throat. He's dying. And he starts. And all the guys run away. Yeah, he clutches his throat. And then he starts to crumble. He's starting to break apart. And then Hylas, the genius, notices someone's dropped their spear. So he runs back to get the spear. And Talos falls on top of him. What a genius. The crew all go back to the ship. Hercules says, we can't leave without Hylas, I'll have to go and find him. And some of the crew are saying, well, we don't want to sail without Hercules, he's our greatest champion. Yeah, but then Hera talks to them all, and she says, Hylas is dead. Leave Hercules here. He's got other jobs to do. Just set sail, get that golden fleece, forget that guy. Basically. So they set sail again. And they need to go to another island for advice or directions, something. They find this old man, he's blind, and he's got a table of succulent food in front of him. But anytime he tries to grab some, he is attacked. Yeah, these things called harpies, right? And they're these, like, I don't know, gremlins with wings. And they come flying down and try and scratch his head off. He basically survives on the scraps that they drop, and they eat like kings every night. Well, it's his fault because he had a go at Zeus.
Whatever, Zeus.
Anyway, they meet the blind man. He says, I'll help you. I'll give you your directions or whatever it is you need. If you can help me stop these harpies from attacking me, I am starving. Jason and his crew, the Argonauts, yes. Luckily they have like a 200-foot net with them. Yeah, so they set it up above this like little pantheon. I don't know. But they set it up above this little structure, open air structure, so when the harpies fly in it, they trap them. Yeah, and they drop the net in them, and then they just like... I thought they were going to kill them. Yeah, they didn't kill them. They just put them in like this rickety wooden cage. Yeah, they'll be out in no time. Won't be out in no time. And then the blind man and the Argonauts all have a massive feast and throw their scraps to the harpies. They're definitely going to get out as soon as Jason and the crew leave. That old blind man's getting it. So the blind man says, thanks lads, this is the direction you want to go, but look out, there are some clashing rocks. So they set sail, head off through the clashing rocks, and yeah, and they're helped by another god, Neptune. The god of the sea comes and helps them. Yeah, he's just another old guy with his shirt off. Well, he helps them anyway. When they pass through the clashing rocks, thanks to the god of the sea, they find another shipwreck, and they find a survivor of that shipwreck. Yet, a beautiful woman. This is Medea, and Medea says, thanks for saving me. Come to my land, it's a great place. It also happens to be where the golden fleece is. Yeah, I don't think she knows that, but that's where it is. They're sailing along towards Medea's land, and that evening, for some reason, words are exchanged between Hercules and another member of his crew that we didn't mention, Acastus. Now, Acastus is King Pelias' son. He's sent to make sure Jason stays out of the way, because Pelias and his son Acastus believe that if Jason is killed, then the king will be killed. Yeah. So, they have an argument, Acastus and Jason, over nothing really. And then instantly, Acastus is like, right, I'm going to kill you, Nate. Won't his dad die? I don't know how it works, but he's like, right, let's fight to the death. So, Jason gets cut. So Acastus grabs a spear. Jason gets cut. Jason manages to disarm Acastus. He gets the spear. And then Acastus does what any man would do. He jumps overboard and swims away. And then this other guy, I don't know who he is, he just jumps overboard as well, just cause. Yeah, and he drowns instantly. Yeah. So they make it to Medea's land, and she, along with another bunch of women, all painted gold, perform a lovely dance. She introduces her father, the king. Yeah, he's got some beard, this guy. They have a big feast. They say, oh, thanks for saving my daughter. Have some food, have a wonderful evening. Yeah, and then he's like, did you come here to try and kill me, Jason? Because guess what? Acastus is there.
Surprise.
And he's ratted Jason out. He's like, don't trust this Jason guy. He's a bad guy. So Jason and his crew are taken to the cells. They're locked up. Medea helps them escape pretty much instantly. Yet the crew run off to the Argo. Meanwhile, Jason stays behind because he wants to find the fleece. He finds the golden fleece. Yeah, it's in a tree for some reason. And there's a Hydra guarding it. Yeah, this big 6-headed or 10-headed or 12-headed serpent. Yeah. Anyway, he sees it's already killed Acastus. I don't know what Acastus was doing, but he's been killed by the Hydra. So, Jason takes it and he stabs it in the heart.
Poor little guy.
Medea is watching all this, by the way. So a couple of the crew from the Argo appear, and they come along and they help Jason take the fleece from the tree. Start to head back towards the ship, and King Colchis and his guards appear, and they give chase. So Jason and a few of his crew and Medea all run off. Medea gets struck by an arrow, and she's about to die. And then Jason says, quick, let me see that fleece. And he puts it over her, and it heals her. Yeah, so he's like, it's true. This really will bring peace to the land. Also, my girlfriend's okay, so that's a bonus. King Colchis, instead of giving chase straight away, comes up with a plan. He sets fire to the body of the Hydra. Yeah, that's Narnal. Yeah, and then he takes its teeth. That's even more Narnal. And then he throws the teeth towards Jason and his mates. Yeah, and the teeth, they come the children of Hydra's teeth. Skeletons. So cool. You don't get enough skeletons in movies. It's racism. It's not racism. So most of the crew are back in the ship. We are left, and Medea's back in the ship, and we're left with Jason and 2 of his mates fighting 7 skeletons. Yeah, and right before the skeletons attack, the screaming skeletons are absolutely terrifying. So who played these skeletons? Well, no one played them. It's a CGI. Yeah, no, it's not CGI. It's before CGI. It's stop motion. What? It's stop motion animation, and it's really cool. I don't know what you mean. Well, I'll tell you about it later. But it looks great. Even now, if you've seen it for the first time, maybe you think it doesn't look that good. No, it's cool. Right, okay. It is really cool even after all these years, it still holds up. So it's a big fight between the 3 Argonauts and the 7 skeletons. 2 of the Argonauts are killed pretty quickly. Yeah, so it's just Jason against all these skeletons. He kills a couple of them, cuts their heads off and then he jumps off a cliff into the sea. He does, and some of the skeletons give chase. They fall into the sea, but they can't swim because they're just bones. Jason climbs back aboard the ship, the good ship Argo. He kisses Medea, and then they cut to Ninth Atlantis, and Zeus says, "We'll continue this game another day." The end. What? Yeah. I watched this movie when I was a kid and I loved it, and I did not remember the movie ending like that. Yeah, because it doesn't end. That is not an ending, Zeus. Where's the sequel? Well, we're closing in on 70 years and we haven't had a sequel yet, so I don't think we're getting one. So, what has become of Jason? I don't know. There's a lot of loose ends, but we'll never know.
Oh well.
Because we don't get an ending. This is so weird. Yeah, it's really weird. Just says he'll continue this game another day, and that's your lot, cinema goers. I mean, it's a great movie. It's good. Well, it's a good movie. It's great. It's right. But that ending, it just lets it down quite a bit. Yeah. I feel like I've wasted my time. I know what you mean. It's still entertaining though, definitely entertaining. And of course, skeletons are always a bonus. Let us know what other movies have got skeletons. Also hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Continue this game another day.